Hi guys, thank you for joining me on the concluding video. For this concluding video, just showing you low winter sun part 3, showing you how the sun behaves on the solar panels from the 21st of November. These are the figures for the generation and how the sun behaved on the solar panels. That is, ignore the actual pulsating battery energy flows. That's from today, which is the 24th. So it is a bit late me rolling out this last concluding video. So ignore that, and actually the actual temperature there, that's the current temperature, but I will scroll up in a second just to show you the concluding data from the 21st. It's took me a little while to get it out, this last video out, because of the literally just work and life. As I say, it's the same situation for us all. Life takes over. So this is it. So I should just scroll up and just show you the figures. It's in self-consumption mode, and as you can see just on the right there where it's got current battery levels, I did actually charge the batteries up the previous night because the energy was about 12 to 13 pence a kilowatt hour, so I filled the battery up. I'm not actually cycling the batteries at the moment through a full cycle, I beg your pardon, because on Octopus Agile, which is my current tariff, it's not worth, I feel, cycling the batteries, discharging and fully recharging the batteries to 100% or as near as 100% just for a few pence a kilowatt hour. I don't see the point in stressing the batteries, so I'm just literally buying energy as cheap as I can overnight in order to have that cheaper energy available to me and the rest of the household the following day. So I'll just quickly scroll up and I'll show you the values of the production from the previous day. That was the first one there. So coming back, you can see it there. On that day, the actual production was 10.45 kilowatt hours. I did charge, as you follow the app down on the left hand side there, it's got the battery discharge from left to right, the battery discharge into the house. You can see the house loads on the right there, loads 11.26 kilowatt hours. Yes, we did quite a bit of cooking, and as the days become shorter, using more energy, lighting, etc. Although we're still on the gas supply, I've not managed to source a heat pump that I'm happy with and an installation configuration that I'm happy with just yet. So I'm literally using the solar and the batteries just on the electrical consumption side for the household. But as you can see, I'll just quickly go from the top on the left there, 10.45 kilowatt hours, so quite good generation for this time of year. You can see the date there, the 21st of the 11th. And then you've got the battery discharge into the house from left to right, and then you've got the actual import. I believe from memory that was about 11p on average, 10 to 11p a kilowatt hour, 5.32 kilowatt hours. I charged up the battery for the next day's house loads, the next day's needs for the house, and then that went into the battery on the right hand side from the top there, 6.3 kilowatt hours. Then going down, that again helped with the house loads for that particular day, 11.26 kilowatt hours. And then we actually did, so we made it would be 15 pence a kilowatt hour there. You can just see it on the bottom right there. We actually sent back to the grid because the battery was full and we had such good generation. This is after the house loads were taken care of, 6.06 kilowatt hours. So although we brought it in at, and hence my point about cycling the batteries for a few pence a kilowatt hours per kilowatt hour, I don't think it's worth stressing the batteries. The import there on the bottom left is 5.32, and then we made just literally 16 pence for that 1 kilowatt hour going back. So bought it at 11, sorry, beg your pardon, at 2 or 3 pence a kilowatt hour for the kilowatt hour. Bought it at 5.32 kilowatt hours, sold it at 15 pence a kilowatt hour, 6.6. So literally just, well, actually probably just under a kilowatt hour. So it probably made 2 or 3 pence for that actual production there and that transaction. So again, I don't think it's really worth it. And you can just see the flows there, the power flow, the chart there. I'll just scroll that up just a bit better. And you can see the time there from, you can see where the battery was charged overnight. The lowest or the cheapest rate was between 2 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning, and then the spike there where the good wife went into the shower. We're a household of 2 bathrooms. I use the gas. She uses an electric shower, and then you can see in yellow there, representative of the solar production from the top there. You can see the solar production, and if you look on the left there, that's in kilowatt hours, and then it on another part of the app you'll see the actual state of charge of the battery. But that's the inflow and outflow of energy there, and then you can see just before 4 o'clock, just before 1600 hours, the sun, as the sun goes down, the energy production drops off, and then the house loads, the power draw for the house kicks in, and then you can see there where we cooked our meals later on in the evening, around 6-7 o'clock, and then another power draw spike was, one was for the dishwasher and then the other one was for the washing machine. So hence, actually, that probably explains why the house load draw was 11.26 kilowatt hours. We normally average around 9, between 8.5 and 10.5 kilowatt hours. So you can just see that explains the actual high power draw there. I'll just scroll up to see a bit more information on the app. That's it there. That's it, the actual data there in digital form rather than just the power flows there, and the flow chart above. Fantastic app, and then you can actually see an illustration there as I scroll up. But I must point out, ignore the revenue, that's still not correct, but that is a Sigenergy app issue excuse me, where they need to calibrate the actual revenue. Having said that, it may be a case of what savings are as also the earnings from the actual energy going back to the grid. But just looking at the top of the screen there, you can see the flow of energy where I charge the batteries up overnight. As you can see from the far left there, that's from the previous night. Then I charge the battery up, so hence the power flow going up into the batteries. That's the power. If you look at the turquoise green line, that's the energy going into the battery, and then the discharge, and then as it comes back up to, if you can look on the left there, the actual kilowatt hours, and look on the right, you've got state of charge. It went back up to 100% as we had that 10.26 kilowatt hours power generation, and then it starts steadily going down as we steadily draw power from the battery for the house loads there, and then that yellow line is the actual charge. So if we were to charge the battery up, that would be a cost of in the morning, I think it was around, you can see the actual 0.4, so that would be around 39-40 pence a kilowatt hour if we were to use the energy from the grid or charge the batteries up. Then that plateaus, it goes down and plateaus out roughly 25-28 pence a kilowatt hour. Then it spikes again just to around 45-50p a kilowatt hour, and then it tails off. And that yellow line there shows if you were to use energy from the grid or buy energy from the grid. There would be the charges there. You can see the price per kilowatt hour on the left, and then that would be the state of charge on the right there for your battery. And then that hard darker yellow line is the actual price per kilowatt hour of you selling energy back to the grid. And that is it for this video. That explains the inflows and outflows of energy and the actual revenue that we would have earned. Again, that £3.1 or £3.10 revenue there. I'm still not 100% sure whether that's representative of the savings together with the actual selling of energy back to the grid, but it seems awfully high to me, so I don't think that's correct. And I do keep going back into the app to correct the values, trying to get an accurate figure from this Sigenergy app, but that's still the situation that I have, where it's not reading the actual revenue accurately. But that's it, guys, for this concluding video. Low winter sun part 3, just a snapshot of the energy production and the revenue that you could possibly earn from this system. And that's it, guys. So thank you very much for joining me on this video. I'll leave it there, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.